Yo, everyone, welcome to another lesson. So this lesson is going to be on what's essentially called the tube method, all right? Now, tube to you guys, literally, it's just a porn site, right? And this is a really, really useful way of growing your model subscribers kind of exponentially, and it's definitely something that compounds over time. So, you put the work in now, you create the videos, you create the content, and then obviously you'd be launching that, and and essentially you'll see a massive increase in subscribers over time, and it's only ever going to grow and grow. So let's just hop straight into it, guys. Let me share my screen with you. Cool. Just want to confirm, can all of you see my Google document? I like to confirm that because we've had a few in the past where I forgot to share my screen. Can all of you guys see that?
Yeah, we can see it.
Cool. So, look, as all of you are aware, we all know the porn industry. There's hundreds and hundreds of millions of views per day on these sites, right? Now, a lot of you have probably thought to yourself, okay, cool, OnlyFans, Pornhub, Pornhub being a free platform, obviously OnlyFans not being a free platform, okay? And you probably thought, oh, maybe it doesn't go hand in hand. Maybe it's kind of a different career path. But that's actually not the case at all, okay? So by using these tubes, it's actually a really, really great way to pull in new subscribers, but only if it's marketed in the correct way, okay? So, you have probably all thought in your minds, if I'm putting my model's content online for free, it's a bad idea. It's going to negate from the OnlyFans on the basis that obviously, if people are going to see it for free, they're not going to pay. I can guarantee that is very much not the case, okay? And we'll get into kind of, why that's not the case shortly, but it's essentially going to be a way of posting on the site, gaining a whole load of views, and basically leaving the watcher wanting more, funneling onto the OnlyFans site, okay? Now, just a bit of a disclaimer for this method, obviously you're going to be posting videos and content of your model publicly online, so make sure you have a call with them beforehand, get their full express permission, and just obviously make sure that they're okay with it. Some of your models may not be okay with that. That's absolutely fine. Obviously you just can't use this method, but if you find a model that is okay with that, you'll find quite a few that are. It's definitely a method you should do. I'd say pretty much as soon as possible, really. All right, so let's get straight into it then. So the top 5 websites that you guys should be uploading your content onto first off the bat is going to be Pornhub, RedTube, Xhamster, Xvideos, and ImageFab. Okay, so Pornhub and RedTube, they're very much of a muchness, very, very similar sites. Now, both of these require ID verification, so obviously your model is going to have to be involved in this process in terms of setting up these accounts with regards to obviously sending in a picture with her ID and address confirmation, all that kind of thing. Very, very similar to the OnlyFans account setup, which no doubt all of you guys have done. Xhamster and Xvideos as well. 2 other really, really huge porn sites, and ImageFab's a bit of a different one. It's like a gallery setup. So think of it almost like a giant image wall where there's obviously images of pornographic images, and that's a bit like set up like a bit of a gallery. Okay, so it's more of an image type based site that, but once again, a really, really important one to be using. Okay, cool. So let's get straight onto it then. So you've had a chat with your model. She's agreed. This is kind of a route she wants to take. So first things first, in terms of the account setup and the video posting. Now the name needs to be identical, or at least very, very similar to the OnlyFans name, right? So let's say that the model's name is, I don't know, Bradley Wilson. Okay, so let's say the OnlyFans model's name is Bradley Wilson. You're going to want to have preferably Bradley Wilson for the Pornhub name. If it's taken, Bradley Wilson 1, whatever. You just need to have that name that's really, really specific, obviously to your model's OnlyFans, so people can start associating with that and that, kind of the character that you've created, right? So, in terms of the name, make sure it's the same. In terms of the bio, now you're going to want to have a super descriptive bio. Now, being a porn site, you're going to have a lot more bio space, so you can actually get really, really descriptive with it. And it's going to be, kind of the best option really is going to be to play on the niche, the type of creator you're promoting. So if your creator is like a dominatrix, obviously your bio would include a description of that fetish in order to try and push guys, that are into that niche onto the OnlyFans. And we'll get into a little bit more shortly in terms of how you can actually categorize these videos. Now, if your model doesn't have a particular niche yet, create a bit of a backstory that's going to intrigue fans. So a backstory that's worked very well in the past. That you may have seen a few of these online. Some of them, could potentially have even been our models in terms of what we've done on page shoutouts on meme pages, which is where you would essentially, claim that your model used to be a teacher but was fired for sleeping with one of the students. I mean, with one of our models, we even created a fake news article, posted it to a meme account, got some really great engagement. All right. Now, the way that you can do this with regards to the bio is obviously going to be, put like that story. So, ex-teacher, slept with one of the students, whatever. Create that narrative, create that kind of view. And another thing. obviously within your bio, you're going to want to have the all my links or the website link you're using or the OnlyFans link, okay? So that's going to be really, really important. So next is going to be the title. Now, there's a couple of keywords you want to be using on the title on your tube videos. So leaked and OnlyFans, the two top ones, right? I'd say probably try and include them on every single video that you post. Other little examples would be something like, dirtiest girl on OnlyFans or similar. So what you really want to think about yourself, obviously, if you're a guy, in your mind, be thinking, what will make me click on the video? Obviously, if you're a female and you're thinking, just think of it from a guy's perspective. What's going to really intrigue them? What is going to, there's lists and lists of videos. If the guy's scrolling down, what's going to really stand out to them and make them click on this video? Okay, so example like dirtiest girl on OnlyFans. The guy's going to be looking like, oh wow, that sounds like crazy. Wow, what's all this about? Or another one that we found works really, really well. It's going to be like the model's name and then like shocking OnlyFans leak or something like that. All right, make it seem like it's it's something crazy. So. Okay, cool. You've written a really descriptive bio. Now that any guy that clicks onto your model's profile, they're going to know a little bit more about them, and then obviously, hopefully be pushed more onto the OnlyFans link as a result of that. In terms of the title, you've hit the keywords. You've really created an intriguing title. Go mad with it. Really experiment. There's nothing stopping you guys from coming up with some absolutely crazy stuff, right? In terms of tags, then you want to try and encompass as many categories as possible for maximum reach. Now, in terms of kind of the categories you want to use for maximum reach, it's going to be stuff like MILF, college. That kind of vibe. So the big broad categories, and then for stuff like hair color, body type, and obviously the ethnicity, OnlyFans name, that's when you want to be a bit more specific. Because obviously, let's say that your model is brunette and you've tagged both blonde and brunette, it doesn't really work, right? It's not gonna play well with the algorithm, and plus, people that click on it aren't gonna be happy. So, big broad categories in there, obviously tick as many as you can, and then obviously hair color, body type, ethnicity. Think of it like a survey. If someone wants to ask your model, what is your body type, or what is your hair color, or what is your ethnicity, what would the answer be? Tag that. Obviously OnlyFans name as well, which means that if your model does start to gain some great traction, once again, let's say the model's name is Brad Wilson, they're just going to type that in, and then obviously all the content's going to come straight away. Okay, so that is what would work really, really well. Okay, cool. Moving on. So the category, once again, think of it a little bit like a survey. So if your model is an amateur, or verified amateur, which in most cases it will be with OnlyFans, then go with that. If your model is, like a dominatrix, which you mentioned earlier, put it into that category, or whatever category that you can that you can find that kind of best fits, maybe like an e-girl, something like that. Okay, so really try and have a category which is specific to your model. Obviously, most of the time it's going to be amateur, and obviously amateur does get quite a lot of hits on these sites as well. That's something that quite a lot of people are into. Now then, going into the little bit more, kind of a little bit more niche element here in terms of just really focusing this down. How do you actually go about posting? So far, obviously, you've got your model's permission, the sites that you're going to be using, you've set up an account on all of these sites using this bit here in terms of the name, the bio, the title, the tags, the category. The accounts are ready to go. You're ready to start posting and obviously start getting some really great engagement. So step number one. Now, this is just a little disclaimer here. So obviously, some of these accounts, when they're new, will be limited to a certain amount of videos. It may take a little bit of time, a week or two. Obviously, just stick with it, post as many videos as you can. First thing you need to do is going to be to create around a minimum of 25. You want to be hitting the most engagement on this, guys. If you're making 10 videos, you may as well make 25. That's kind of a number that works really well. If you create more than this, even better. Okay. It's perfect. Create as many as you possibly can, because this is going to massively increase the amount of traffic that you're getting. So the first thing you do, create a minimum of 25 videos, and you're going to post each of these 25 videos, across each site. So if you post the same 25 videos on Pornhub, on Xvideos, Xhamster, all of these other sites. Each video should be 48 seconds long. Now, there's a lot of debate within the community in terms of what videos work best. A number that gets banded around a lot is 48. But, people have done a lot of in-depth research even. 48 seconds specifically is what works very well. It's something to do with the psychology of obviously the number 8, and the fact that it's below a minute makes it seem like a more realistic video length for OnlyFans. If you put an OnlyFans leak in and it's like 10 minutes long, people are going to be like, well, what? That's just like a full-on porn video. It doesn't really work, right? It's kind of, this is really going to be wanting to leave the guy that's watching it wanting more. So 48 seconds is the desired length of each of these videos. Now, within each video, you're going to have a couple of options of what you can actually show. Now, I need to be really, really clear with you guys in terms of you don't want to be showing like everything here. This is not like a full action porn video. You're not posting porn. 99% of the time, maybe your model is a porn star, but you don't want to be posting this to push traffic to the OnlyFans. You want to leave them watching more. So initially, striptease or a video of like the model in lingerie works very, very well. Obviously this, again, massively kind of depends on what your model's happy with. So yeah, striptease or a video of like the model in lingerie, maybe doing like a bit of dance or feeling themselves up a little bit, something like that. Second option is what we like to call a pre-action cutoff, right? So a pre-action cutoff is going to be, a bit in the video where it cuts right before the action. If you're thinking about films, think about like a cliffhanger. So, those films that they end, it kind of makes them ready for the sequel, right? So, someone's about to get shot at the end of the film and, it just cuts there, roll the credits, and everyone's like, oh my God, like what's going to happen, which obviously leaves them wanting more, pushing them to go and watch the sequel. This is a very, very similar, very, very similar concept. So a pre-action cutoff could be something, for example, where let's say there's a guy, the model is doing some dirty talk or whatever, pulls the guy's pants down, and just before she goes to give oral sex, video cuts out, okay? So then people are going to go like, oh no, like, I want to see the rest of this video, I want to see how it ends. They're invested by this point, and that's where they're going to be clicking the OnlyFans to obviously go and see more, okay? That is a really, really good method. Just think psychologically. If it cuts off, prior to kind of the main action element happening, people are going to be like, oh, wow, I need more of this, okay? So that's something that works really, really well as well. Pre-action cutoff. Now, another method is going to be a post-action video. So this is going to be a video of like the aftermath. For example, if the girl's covered in cum or something like that. If that is going to be the approach that you're going to be taking, the reason that this works is because, the girl's covered in cum, people are going to be like, oh, wow, like this looks crazy. Like, I want to see what happened before that. Maybe they really fancy the girl. Once again, push you straight to the OnlyFans. So the real key bit you guys need to stay away from is going to be that middle, what's essentially called like the action part, okay? So all of the sex, that kind of thing, through the middle, don't be posting any of that. Obviously, that's what you're going to be saving and then upselling on the OnlyFans. So just think when you're making these videos, is this going to make somebody want more, or is this going to be sufficient for them to obviously get their fulfillment from? Okay? Does that make sense to everyone so far? Anyone got any questions so far? Feel free to go, and then we'll move on to the next bit. Any questions at all? Just shout. No questions so far? Cool, good stuff. So that's going to be the videos that you're going to be creating. Okay. Now, getting on to the last section. Obviously, this is this is a pretty simple method. Obviously, this is the kind of the direct guide of exactly what you should be doing. Now, this is a really, really important bit. I cannot stress how important this element is, and this is watermarking. So, obviously, everyone hopefully knows what a watermark is. It's the bit of text that goes over videos that obviously can't be removed. So if the video is shared around, that bit of text is still there. So you can still get the desired advertising from it. Now, what you guys need to realise is that these sites, which I'm showing you here, a lot of smaller porn sites pull from these sites and basically re-upload onto them. Think about it. Think of it like a YouTube channel, right? If you've got a big YouTube channel, likely those people are going to take those videos and re-upload them. Maybe they're going to kind of do an edit on them, whatever, right? If you post on these sites, naturally, especially if the videos get decent traction, these videos are going to be essentially pulled and scraped by smaller porn sites, which obviously still get tens of millions of users per day. They're going to be scraped onto smaller websites and re-uploaded. Now, obviously, that's brilliant. That's literally free marketing for you guys, okay? You're posting the videos, you're leaving them there, and these smaller sites are re-uploading them, reposting them, more and more traffic, which is obviously what you guys want. It's a really, really great method of organic marketing this. Now, the issue with this is obviously you need to be super, super sure that, when these videos are getting re-uploaded and getting all these views from these sites you've not posted on, you're still going to be getting traffic because it's obviously not going to come from your account. Let's say that it's re-uploaded by a re-upload account. It's going to be your model's video, but when they go and try and see the bio, it's not going to be there because it's not on that site, right? So the watermark that you put on is so, so important. Now, I'm putting capital letters there because it is kind of the most important element. Now, the watermark needs to be a domain that you own. Now, what I mean by a domain that you own is going to be something like modelsname.com. So let's go back to our example. Let's say the model's called Brad Wilson. It's going to be bradwilson.com. Now, that is important for a whole multitude of reasons. You guys can actually use these on your Instagrams. You can use these kind of across the board. It works really, really well. You can get into some more advanced stuff, which we'll go into in other lessons in terms of, creating stores to sell used underwear, stuff like that, as little extras. But this is most important for this tube method, on the basis that with regards to these links that you're going to be creating, you need to make sure that no matter where these video goes, even if it's in a year's time, 6 months' time, a month's time, 2 years' time, whatever, the traffic needs to still be coming back to your model's OnlyFans links, okay? Now, obviously, if you were to put like the Linktree link on there, Okay, cool, that's great. Has the similar effect. It's nowhere near as direct for one, so it doesn't work quite as well. But also, you guys don't know if Linktree or all my links are going to suddenly decide to stop posting adult content. It's something that can definitely happen. It's happened with other websites in the past. So you need to make sure that no matter where these video goes, no matter what happens, all these videos, that all the work you've put in editing them, because don't get me wrong, it's a long process. So you can outsource it if you guys want to as well. But the watermark needs to be a domain that you own. It's going to push all the traffic onto there. It's going to be so much easier, so much more memorable for people to find instead of a Linktree link or an All My Links link. Okay? So make sure that you guys have that domain, and that is going to mean that as your content and as your models' videos get filtered through various porn sites, going on to the lesser known ones, like that, no matter where the video goes, the watermark with the website is still going to be there. So all these people that are seeing these videos on sites you've not posted on can still subscribe to the OnlyFans, right? In terms of where you want to locate that, obviously nothing too central, but then once again, nothing kind of too close to the edge that could be cut off. It needs to be kind of intrinsic to the video. So let's say it's either a landscape video or a portrait video. Likely, I'd say go with portrait. Looks way more natural. It's going to be way more in keeping with the content you've got, and obviously way more in keeping with OnlyFans as well. I'd say go for portrait. Basically, you want to have the link kind of bottom left or bottom right corner, but not too close to the edge, still reasonably in, maybe about about a fifth of the way up, so that obviously it can't just be very, very easily cropped when it gets re-uploaded to these sites. And that is going to mean that wherever the content gets scraped, wherever the content gets moved to, re-uploaded, etc., you're still going to gain an absolute ton of subs for your OnlyFans. All right, so that is the kind of the method for uploading onto porn websites, the tube method as it is called. Perfect stuff. I know I've gone through an absolute load there, guys. Hopefully you found that really, really good. So feel free to answer. Feel free to ask away any questions you guys have got. Just stop sharing my screen for you guys. Cool. Lovely stuff. Anyone got any questions with what I've just gone through there in terms of obviously how you get that set up, the benefits and that kind of thing? Hopefully you guys have found that that quite helpful.
Yeah, I got a question.
Go for it, man.
All right. With the watermarking, we don't watermark their OnlyFans account, like onlyfans.com/our model's name.
Yeah, so obviously that is going to often be there as well, but I'd say add a secondary watermark or remove that and just put your model's website just straight in there. Now, the reason for that is, with that OnlyFans / it's still quite difficult to find the accounts. It involves obviously opening up OnlyFans, typing the name in, etc. You want to just have a domain where you can have everything in one place. A plus point of this as well, Michael, which is a huge one if you just have the domain link, is that let's say OnlyFans, you've got the OnlyFans account. There's so many other platforms other than OnlyFans as well. So, for example, FanView or Fansly or anything like that, right? Let's say that do you guys recall when OnlyFans said they were going to ban explicit content? Oh my God, you've got an OnlyFans t-shirt on. That's brilliant.
Yeah, I bought it. It's marketing.
It's marketing. I just realised that then. Sick. So let's say now, the great thing about having a domain in there is that you can push traffic to other sites as well. So, okay, do you guys recall when OnlyFans said they were going to ban adult content? You may recall that as well.
Yeah.
Okay, let's say they do that again and they actually follow through with it. At this point, the OnlyFans watermark's fucking useless. You can't use it, right? Obviously, everyone would just shift over to FanView or Fansly or anything else like that. There's tons of other platforms, but all of these videos you posted, all the traction they're going to get in the future at that point is completely useless because there's no OnlyFans account there. Let's say the OnlyFans account gets banned. Let's say that whatever happens, it means you still have the domain that you own, and you can have tons and tons of various little upsells as well. So, for example, let's say you want to set up a store where you sell used underwear. It can be a really, really good one. A lot of people are into that. You can have that link there as well. So it's really, really important, Michael, that you get the domain, because obviously, what if the OnlyFans account got banned? What if you got locked out of it? What if they stopped allowing adult content? Do you get where I'm coming from with that? It covers you so much more if you have that domain link on there. Obviously, have both if you really want to. Have one in each corner, but that domain that you own, far and away more important, far and away more useful as well. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. So the domain's going to have the link straight to our OnlyFans models, OnlyFans. It's going to have a store for our model if they still choose to sell.
that's something I'm gonna do another lesson on that probably in terms of little upsells that you can do. So if I'm selling underwear, stuff like that can work really, really well, especially if your model gets quite popular. But mainly for this domain, mate, it's more a case of it just is so much safer than just having the OnlyFans link on there. It's way easier for people to see. You can, if you need to switch platforms at any point, or if you want to switch platforms at any point, or if you want to have multiple accounts across different platforms, you've got it all there for you. There's tons and tons of things you can add as well. So for example, like an Amazon wish list, so people can buy you things. Works especially well with dominatrix type models, loads of little things like that. If you've got the domain, you have the freedom, and that's something that's super, super important as well. And obviously, you own that as a management company too, which I should add. So if you own that domain, obviously that's it's going to be quite a major thing as well. All right. Good stuff. Any further questions, anyone? Feel free to go for it. Anyone?
I think I have another one.
Go for it. Feel free, man.
So with adding the all my links / link tree to the Instagram accounts of our model, is it best just to either lend them to our model's website, or should we just funnel all the traffic straight into the OnlyFans? Because my model has like 7 different links, like Cash App, wish list, etc., etc. But I feel like it's best if we just use the link tree / all my links to funnel straight into the OnlyFans. What's your thoughts on that?
Interesting question. So yeah, 100%. You want to have the OnlyFans at the top if there is going to be other links, but you want to just have the OnlyFans on that, ideally solo. The issue is with stuff like having Cash App, I'd probably remove that Cash App link ASAP because a lot of people don't want to speak to the model on OnlyFans because obviously there's a bit of a stigma like, they don't want to be a simp and whatnot, but they need to understand that obviously it's very, very similar to what we mentioned about not answering any DMs whatsoever. You never answer any DMs because as soon as they get a reply to you, even if it's to tell you to subscribe, they know they can reply to you on there, they're never going to subscribe, right? So the same with Linktree. If there's other options like Snapchat and Cash App and stuff like that, it's just another barrier that kind of takes away from your OnlyFans. You want to have that OnlyFans as the focus. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. That's why I was thinking about it.
Cool, man. No, 100%. And obviously, you can use the domain, which I've just mentioned, works very, very well as well. It's a really good idea. It's a really good habit to get into in terms of buying the domain of your model's OnlyFans account name. Just on the basis, obviously, of this porn method, it's definitely the way to go in terms of longevity. But also, if you have that, it just opens up so many more little upsells that you can do as well. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and can we make this domain on Go High Level?
I'll double check with Mark because I'll be honest, I'm not the Go High Level guy. Yeah, he knows a huge amount about that site. I'll ask if you can do that. But it's literally just I'm 99.9% sure that you'll be able to because it's literally just a case of buying a domain from somewhere like GoDaddy that obviously owns the domains. But yeah, no, it's a really, really good method. This, and obviously, if you guys can get your model to agree to it, I'd say definitely sitting down on a call, explain how it all works, make sure you get their permission. I'd say probably record that call as well, just to be safe. And as soon as you got the permission, obviously get the account set up. And as soon as you start posting, if you're posting a high volume of videos, the videos are going to drop down, and you'll just see a whole load of clicks onto your website. All right, even from the sites which are re-uploading. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Cool, guys. Cool. Any more questions from anyone?
Harry, I got a question.
Yeah, bro.
Was wondering, with that domain, where would it redirect you to? Would it redirect you to a website which then has the links to everything on the website, or how would that work?
Got you. So I'll put an example in, but yeah, it's literally just going to be a case of think about a website. It's going to be a case of maybe it's like a picture of your model as the background or whatever, and then it's just got the OnlyFans link, and there you go, you're sorted. The reason, as I say again, the main reason that we're suggesting that you use a domain is that obviously if anything ever happens with the OF account, all of these videos you post on the porn sites are going to be useless because no one's going to be able to find the account. But if you've got a website, okay, cool, let's say the OnlyFans account gets banned. It's a shame, it's really shit, it happens, it has happened to people I know. Okay, the OF account gets banned, you move over to something like FanView, okay? You then obviously post the FanView link on the website. All of that traffic from the porn sites now is just redirected to FanView because they can still go to the website, but if it was to the OnlyFans account and the OnlyFans site, they're not going to be able to see it and it's wasted. Do you understand?
Yeah, that's excellent. Yeah, absolutely.
This is an incredible method, right? If you can find a model that's up for it and that is super, super active and really, really engaged with this method, you'll make a lot of money, okay? Because by, kind of doing the approach where, you leave the people wanting more. It's such a great way of pulling them in. And this is also a method that, not a lot of people are using because, people, they like to stick to kind of, the relative familiarity, the relative safety, as it were, of like stuff like TikTok and, people discussing algorithms on there. But, if you want to go kind of full force on this, get all those videos uploaded, get them uploaded onto the porn sites and just see how far you can get with it, because you'll be surprised at the amount of views that these sites get. These sites are pulling in hundreds and hundreds of millions of views a day. And, the people that are watching, porn regularly are also going to be the people that subscribe to the OnlyFans accounts. They're going to be the people that want custom videos. So yeah, if you can, definitely get this method up and going as soon as you can, because it will make a huge difference.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Harry.
No worries, man. Any other questions for anyone? Has that all made sense to everyone in terms of, you can see that's obviously a really, really valuable method. Let me know your thoughts. I'll go around. Go for it. Yeah, go for it, Michael.
Oh, me? All right, yeah. So another thing is posting on our model's OnlyFans wall. It would make sense to do the same thing, like a short form video of a sex tape or anything like that, and then like ask the fans if they want to buy it, type of thing on her wall.
For sure. Definitely a really great method. This works really, really well. I'll just show my screen again for a moment. This works really well with the, let me go down to it. Yeah, this works really, really well with pre-action cut-off videos and obviously post-action videos as well, right? Obviously, strip teasers and stuff, people enjoy buying that, so that's definitely something you should be selling. But in terms of kind of pre-action cut-offs, post-action videos, it's a great thing you can put on your wall. Like, why not put on a wall, that video, it's her taking a guy's trousers down, and obviously just before it gets to the good bit, cut 10 seconds in, or 48 seconds in, slightly longer. On the wall, I wouldn't really be posting videos that are 48 seconds long, but the great thing about this is, cool, you create these 25 videos that are each 48 seconds, and then in terms of wall posts, so long as they're all, post-action or pre-action, you can split them down to 10-second chunks, so suddenly you've got 100 wall videos now. It's all about volume of content, okay? And another thing as well, obviously, if you've got the website link in those videos as well that you're putting on the wall, and you have little upsells, which we're gonna do a lesson on very, very soon. You can start selling stuff like used underwear and just making a little bit of extra money, even if it's another $500, $1,000 a month. It's $500, $1,000 you didn't have before. So why not do it? It's incredibly simple to set up. So yeah, that's a really, really important little element that you can obviously cut these videos that you're creating down, and obviously kind of use them as wall posts as well. So it's really benefiting the account in a whole load of ways, really.
Frequency on that. How frequently do you think that it would make sense for us to do that on their accounts?
On the OnlyFans account?
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, on the OnlyFans account, you want to be doing a wall post at least once a day. Once a day, obviously, kind of in the morning time. But then, if you want to do a second post, kind of later on, we tend to do 2 posts a day. That second post later on can be like a chat prompt. So what you want to do, Michael, really, in terms of keeping them engaged, do a video, do like a picture in the morning, nothing too crazy, just like your model, with her pajamas on or whatever, getting out of bed, like, morning guys, hope everyone has a great day. Then you send the second wall post later on at night, around 9 p.m. and you call that the essentially kind of the chat induce. So that's gonna be your pre-action cut off, like, look what I got up to this evening, guys. Message me if you want to see more. There you go, sorted. So you're now kind of pushing them to obviously go into the chats later in the evening. More meat for your chatters to chew on, more money. Make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. So you don't recommend doing group messages, like, how you can message everybody?
Yeah. No, that works exactly the same way, mate. With a mass pay-per-view at night as well. That's another really great way of pulling them in. Even if it's not a paywall. When I say pay-per-view, I mean like obviously group messages. You don't have to put the paywall on it. We often do if it's a specific video or something that we've teased. But it can even be something that kind of that mass message towards the end. That message could be something literally so simple as, "Hey baby, how you doing?" Or, "Hey, how's your day?" Something like that. Just get the chat started, obviously, and then just go through the chat and just get what we've discussed in terms of, see if they're in a position to masturbate. If so, forward with the script. Make sense?
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
Spot on. Any more questions from anyone? Does that all? What are you guys' thoughts on that, Brad? Can you see the kind of the poor method working?
Yeah, man. Literally, I was away to start doing that anyway. Like, I was looking into it, so I asked a few of the people how to do it. So I'm glad the lesson came just now. One thing I was going to say is, for the watermark.
Yeah.
What website do you use to add the watermark to the clip?
It's literally an app. I'm pretty sure it's actually called Watermark, funnily enough. I'll double check it on my phone now. Yeah, it's literally called Watermark Maker or Watermark Video. Either of these two. I'll show them to the camera if the cameras can actually clock that.
Yeah, that's spot on. That's all I need.
Either of those, bro. I think one of them has a little paid subscription, the other one's free. But either of them, just stick it over the top of the video. It's really simple to do. You can use there's so many options with that. Another option you guys do have in terms of like if you want to kind of cut down on the amount of memory, you can actually convert these videos to like 48-second long GIFs. That's an option. It just means obviously the memory, it's a lot less storage space to be in use, but I mean, it just depends really on personal preference. But yeah, if you guys create those videos, you upload them, you'll see them filtered out, and you should do some really good numbers on it, and obviously some really good numbers on the OF account as a result. My advice would be, really take quite some time to think about the titles of the videos that you're putting out. You want to make sure that people are clicking these. Obviously, nothing that's like ridiculous, but really interesting stuff. As I said, dirtiest girl on OnlyFans, or crazy OnlyFans link, or I can't believe this OnlyFans link. Brad, whatever. That's going to be something you really want to put some consideration into as well. The bio, make sure it's nice and detailed. Create a little backstory. Obviously, create a little bit of a niche, and yeah, it should work really, really well for you guys. Cool. Is that good with everyone? Any more questions before we hop off? Obviously, this is recorded, so I'll re-upload it, and obviously, you guys can see the document, so you'll be able to kind of really, really easily just go through the steps as you go along.
Harry, I've got one question actually.
Sure.
Mass message, right?
Yeah.
Would you recommend not doing it too often?
Yeah.
Like not to seem botty, because imagine you do it so for example, I've got a chatter, right? They do it at the beginning of every shift. And I was thinking to myself, do you reckon that puts off certain buyers?
Is the message they're doing behind a paywall or not?
Some are paid, some are like, hey babe, how you doing? That kind of stuff.
In terms of the mass paid ones, you need to be more careful. The mass paid ones, obviously, is where it can come across as a little bit mercenary. Obviously, it depends what they're putting in it. But if you're doing, you don't want to be doing more than one mass pay-per-view a day. Even one a day is too much. I recommend once every couple of days for that. You want to be really focusing on honing down those sexting scripts. That's where the most money's going to be made. Big tips, big message sales, because people are in the moment, and obviously people are running through the scripts. In terms of the kind of the initial conversation starters, I'd say one every shift, so long as it's not paid, is actually okay. Because at the end of the day, you just can't start a conversation. You're asking how someone's day's been. It's not. Everyone knows that group messages happen on OnlyFans. No guys really think. Well, obviously some of the guys are, but it's a case of kind of do that mass message for free. Absolutely fine. Do that once at the start of every shift. Obviously, don't do it more than once. But don't do a paid one per day, because it will just look really, really bad.
Yeah, I thought so. I was just double checking with you.
Yeah, for sure, man. No worries.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Great stuff, mate. Absolute pleasure chatting to everyone as well. So yeah, this lesson obviously is going to be recorded. You can watch it back. You'll have access to the document. This will change. I'm not going to say change your life. This will really, really help improve your business, right? It's just such a great organic method. Obviously, it's completely free as well. With no real setup costs. It's free to make an account on these sites. So yeah, just have a call with your model if they're up for doing it. Get it done, and yeah, you should do some really, really good numbers. All right, cool. Absolute pleasure chatting to everyone. I'll just stop the recording there, and yeah.
Well, Harry, 1 second. Harry, am I right to talk to you for a couple minutes when everyone's left? Is that all right?
Yeah, sure, man. Go for it. Cool. Yeah, we'll end that there. I'll just stop the recording.